All right, here we go. Let's go. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking in for a daily Move Swiftly thought, giving you a perspective on teamwork that you will not get anywhere else. Woo! 13.5 miles today. 13.5 miles today. It's funny too because the plan was actually to do 12, and then I started feeling it. Said, you know what, I'm gonna try to get to another half marathon, and I got the 13.4 like 6, and I was like, you know what, fuck this. Let's finish this out. Let's knock it out. Let's go 13.5. Let's finish the fight. And that actually brings me to today's Move Swiftly thought. I'm recording this on the Friday morning. It's the Friday morning after the Thursday night football game in which Mr. Joe Flacco, you heard me right, Joe Flacco led the Cleveland Browns to a victory and officially clinched a playoff spot. Joe Flacco, well, I'll be damned. Of all the teams that he can lead to a playoff spot, it's the Cleveland Browns. For those of you who don't know, for years, you know, he was the guy for the Baltimore Ravens. I know everyone looks at Ray Lewis as the face of the franchise, and he is the face of the franchise. He is the main guy when you're talking about leadership when it comes to the Baltimore Ravens. But that guy that played the position that most look at as the leader of a franchise is Joe Flacco. And Joe Flacco led the team to a Super Bowl. You got to give him that. Joe Flacco did his thing, and he was called back after the injury to Deshaun Watson. He was called. Came in 39 years, I believe it's 38 years old, going to be 39 soon or something like that. Led the team to a huge victory against the New York Jets last night, and they are officially in the playoff spot. And because all that is going on, it's got me thinking about this whole concept of, not being finished, continuing to work, continuing to grind. When you think things are over, when you think a dynasty is over, when you think something that was great is over, we ain't done yet. All right, let me take it as a story. I gotta tell this story because it embodies everything that Mr. Coach Bob Malloy was all about. It was maybe about I want to say it was after Stephen Diggs, so it was probably around 2014 time, 2013-ish time. Can't specifically remember the date, but I know that Good Counsel had just won a ton of WCAC championships in a row, and there was a drop-off. Every high school team has their year where they're just not as good as the year before. It's just natural because they lose guys. They lose guys to graduation, all that kind of stuff, right? So they had a season in which there was basically an off year, or a year in which they weren't as good as they're normally accustomed to being, and all that kind of stuff. And I went to a home game. It was a home game against Gonzaga, the Gonzaga Eagles. They played Gonzaga at Old Vic Boulevard, and they lost to Gonzaga. And they just, that's not good, So as a Good Counsel alum, you don't like losing to Gonzaga. Losing to Gonzaga is a very unacceptable thing, and it is not fun at all. I've never actually lost to Gonzaga, but just the way the fans are in the games and how they, how those fans like to chirp all the time. It's not a good thing losing to Gonzaga for anyone. It's just not good. It's not a good thing, right? So anyway, after the game in which we lost, I saw him, and I walked. I kind of just said, "What's up?" It's been a while, and I was going through some difficult things myself during that time, and I needed to hear from my coach, man. I need to hear from my high school coach, and kind of give me that motivation to keep thriving, keep striving, keep doing my thing. So I walked. It was me and him that actually walked to the parking lot. And I remember him screaming it, like screaming out loud, like, "We ain't done yet! We ain't done yet! We ain't done yet! We ain't done yet!" And as Joe Flacco was doing his thing last night, it had me thinking about those times, and I want to relay the message to you guys as business folks. It's important that you don't rest on what you did yesterday, and you have that mindset of we're not finished yet. Continuing to grind, continuing to push and push, because even if it's not you that sees the benefits, it's always going to be the next person up, the next person that can come and take over your business, to take over whatever it is you're trying to do. It's not by accident. Again, it's not by accident. So I told you guys a couple of weeks ago when Good Counsel actually won the CAC championship. It's not by accident that they still continue to be one of the top tier teams and one of the top programs in the country. All right. It's very important that you understand that and you figure out ways to apply that to your business as well. All right. Main website to check out to dive deeper into all my work, makeyourmove.com. That's MakeYamove.com. One-stop shop for your teamwork and your self-development needs. Aswand Cruickshank, your one and only Move Swiftly speaker, checking out. You guys continue to move swiftly. We will talk more soon.